Hey Starseeds, welcome to Starseed Energetics. My name is Bora and I'm here to do your timeless reading for whenever you're watching this. So I get a lot of comments saying how much people love the timeless readings, and even after a few months it's something that really people resonate with. So I'm going to continue to do them because it's what you love to see, and I'll do them more often, I promise. So I love when the guidance tells me to go get a different deck when I've already got a bunch here, and they ask me to go to my room and get another deck. I have to do it. They just channeled me a completely new spread that I've never used before. It's called the UFO spread. Everything is flipping upside down for you right now. It's like everything is purging. I mean, is this even new to you? It's not new. But it's a very strange message of, they're asking you, the same thing is occurring. The same kind of energy is occurring, and your life is kind of locking into place. You know this, there's this meme that there's a tornado and a trampoline just lands into somebody's backyard like perfectly. That's an imagery that I'm being channeled. Everything is locking into place, and it's actually up to you if it feels like this. You know, this is 3 of air. And if you can just take a look at how tumultuous this is and how the beings are just being tornadoed into this energy. Or the same energy can feel like this, which is the 9 of water, which is contentment, bliss, surrender, flow, alignment. It's exactly the same thing. They're asking you to choose how you experience this energy. So, straightforward. No matter which one you choose, the outcome is going to be the same, but it's just a matter of how you choose to feel. And I know that this is harder than it sounds. Actually, it's not harder than it sounds. It's actually really freaking easy. I want you to know that it's easy to choose different thoughts and choose different emotions. All you have to do is really understand how this energy works and how thoughts work. You can do it. Look, it's all headed to the same place. And I don't want you to think of it like this law of attraction. If you have negative thoughts, it's going to result in some negative outcome. That's not the case. This outcome is assured, and you're going where it needs to go. Like this trampoline landing in the backyard. Like, that's established. But how it happens, the momentum of this universal flow is stronger than your thoughts. Then your thought can direct. So even if you have so many negative thoughts, this universal momentum that's already happening, you will not affect that by having negative thoughts. So it's literally asking you, like, do you even want to have that? Because it's not going to make a difference as to you just feeling in total comfort, total safety, and feeling surrendered to what's happening, knowing that it's getting somewhere that's transcendent of your current imagination. Cool. Nah. Look, this is the Tower card. It's literally just destroying structures that don't resonate with you anymore. And this is exactly that energy. But how are you going to experience this Tower? How are you going to experience this death and rebirth cycle? Do you want, okay, this is a good way to put it. Do you want to be in the periphery of the storm or in the eye of the storm? You can choose. You could be in the eye of the storm. And the best way to do that is to have this 0-point energy field that you're going to constantly dip into. A 0-point energy field and a 0-point conscious awareness is not something that you can have all the time. And it's not something that you would want to experience all the time, because that would just be like 12th dimension. like just being in the void. Not that that's not fun, but it's just you're not in the human body to have that experience all the time. You're here to experience the 12th dimensional consciousness, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like all of it. Wouldn't you rather experience all of it whenever you feel like it rather than just be in this stillness all the time? But what happens when you're experiencing this kind of energy with a dipping back into the 0 point awareness from time to time whenever you remember, is that you can be in the eye of the storm because you have this layer of awareness, this layer of 0 point energy field. And if you are not familiar with my recommendations from before, the best way to cultivate this 0 point energy field is a very particular type of meditation. You can cultivate that in any way, but a very easy way to do that, from my personal experience, is from Michael Langford. He's a teacher of this kind of non-dual state of awareness. The book that I'm going to recommend is, I think it's called Eternal Awareness, Love, Bliss. No, Direct Path to Eternal Bliss. The Most Direct Path to Eternal Bliss by Michael Langford. If you type that in Google and type PDF, you'll get a free PDF copy of that. And he has a bunch of free meditations in correspondence to this body of text called, it's a series called Awareness Description. My favorite one that I always recommend to my private clients are Awareness Description U. So the letter U, Awareness Description U. Practice that, and that's a way that you can integrate this neural pathway of dipping back into this infinite awareness whenever you need it. So this is going to help you actually face this energy with this Ace of Cups, which is divine emotional state of bliss. And you know, I was shuffling. It sounds like I wasn't even shuffling because it's so synchronized with what I'm saying, but you saw me shuffle the cards. They usually just turn out like this to, you know, show you that this is really your message. You're not going to believe me if I just didn't have the cards and you didn't see me shuffle. Then you probably will believe me less, but look at the cards that are coming. So this is just this overflowing of divine feelings, this solar energy of when you have this state of awareness. A lot of people mistake this level of peace or having this infinite awareness or this higher dimensional perspective, this absolute consciousness. They confuse that with a state of boredom, or when there's no conflicts, people subconsciously fear that it's gonna be like nothing's ever happening. But that's not true, because the neutral state of universal mind is ecstatic. If you just equivalent this state of neutrality with when humans have this overflowing of serotonin, like that's literally how it would feel to be at peace for our higher dimension. In your past energy, we have here, first of all, the Strength card, which is manipulating reality on this one with inner strength. So when you are encountering situations wherein it feels like the external environment is outside of your control, snapping into a place of empowerment where you understand the power of remote influencing, of using your mind to warp around this reality. This almost is like this idea of telekinesis. And I say this a lot to a lot of my, I guess, personal reading clients will ask me, what's stopping me from experiencing a greater power of extrasensory perception that I know I'm capable of? What's stopping me? And my answer is always, one of the biggest things that's stopping you from experiencing more visceral activations of your psychic powers is the fact that you're not acknowledging your current level of influence when it manifests. For example, claircognizance or clairsentience is a more advanced form. I'm not saying that it's, I don't want to say that it's better, but it's a higher, more subtler form than, like, for example, clairvoyance. And it's just the way you know things or the way you feel things. So when you start to appreciate that you already have the more subtle capabilities of working with your senses, then you will manifest situations where it pops up more frequently and in any kind of manner that you desire to experience it. So when I say telekinesis, it's not necessarily that you focus upon a pencil and you're able to move the pencil. That's not the most advanced form of telekinesis. The most advanced form of telekinesis would be when you can use your mind to warp the energetics of reality, and when you can sense the blending of your own identity with your external environment. Is that not telekinesis? Telekinesis is like your manifestation of the earth rotating around the sun. Is that not telekinesis? Because you require a certain level of temperature and you require a certain level of electromagnetic frequencies. So we manifested a collective reality in which this planet Earth is rotating in the perfect proportion. Is that not telekinesis? Please start to appreciate this level of power, and then you will start to get more and more that you can really appreciate in daily life. And you're very much in touch with, look, that's you looking at this holographic earth. So to me, you're getting very much in touch with the pre-Genesis state of your current reality. The aspect of yourself that has created this exact holographic reality. And like I was just saying about how the earth is moving for our highest good. Let me just read into your current energy. Well, the current. And that's what's actually catapulting this change that I told you, that this universal momentum is so much greater than your human egoic body of thoughts, that no matter what you do from now onwards is not going to affect the divine way in which things are about to unfold. So your outcome of having this benevolent reality is actually guaranteed at this point. And I want to tell you that in any other timeline, you would not be encountering a reading as such. Like, there's a reason why you're in a timeline where this is your reading. The level of the cards that are showing up in this sequence. Sometimes I wish that everybody, like, I know a lot of my subscribers are already tarot readers on their own, but sometimes I wish that everybody knew the significance and meaning of cards, because then you would see how miraculous it is that these cards are showing up in this sequence. It's insane. You're insane. Like, our energies are insane. On the bottom of this is the Four of Cups, and you have to remember that this isn't a regular Four of Cups. This representation of these cards is very much different than the traditional tarot, and this is more about this meditative subconscious state, and it's talking about your collective consciousness that is outside of the fabric of time and space, that is really rewiring this external environment as well as your internal environment right now. And what I want you to do when you're watching this, and however long you want to persist with this energy, I want you to really connect with the ocean. There's a really good meditation of connecting with the oceans that I'll recommend. It is from Solara on Ra, which is one of my favorite channels. So type this in the YouTube search bar, Solara on Ra whale meditation or something like that. I don't know the exact title, but if you type this, it'll come up. This is the Ace of Wands, and I associate this a lot with this Arcturian spaceship. But with my recent channeling session with the Arcturian Council and Daniel Scranton, I get this idea that this also could be Alpha Centaurian. And I don't know, the Arcturian spaceships that I see are very of a similar frequency. The color was the same for me. It was huge, like a football field. That's the size of a football field, but it was like oval ring rather than this whole kind of portal-looking spaceship. And the actual depiction of the extraterrestrials on this deck, it's funny because when I saw this deck at first, I know some of you might have tuned into me back then, but I was going crazy because these are the beings that I encountered in my personal home back in, I think, around 2015. And I never knew their identity, which star system I came from, because for a really long time in my life, I didn't ask any of the extraterrestrials for their identity. I only sensed their frequency and then I thanked them, but I never wanted to ask where they were from because I just had, for various different reasons, but I just never asked them. And then somebody emailed me and told me, when I was asking on my channel, one of the timeless readings, I was asking, hey guys, who are these aliens? Because I need to know, because I had encounters with them, and somebody emailed me and said Alpha Centaurus, and I was like, I don't think so. I don't even, like, I don't resonate with that. And then somebody told me it was Arcturians, and then I'm like, okay, then they were the Arcturians. And then a couple years later, Daniel Scranton, when he was channeling for me, told me that the beings that visited me were Alpha Centaurian. So I don't know, like, for some reason, I feel like that is relevant for some of you if you ever have encounters with signatures like this color, this spaceship. But yeah, the Arcturian spaceship that I saw was just so similar. So I don't know if they have what kind of relationship they have with each other, these star systems of Alpha Centaurus and Arcturus. But yeah. So the actual meaning of this card is that you have a new beginning. In all of this is going to show up in your life as a creative path. I wouldn't say it's even a project, it's a path that's going to lead to various different ways, that is going to really open up a portal. Just like if you see this, it's like a portal. And it's crazy because it comes up with this Chariot card, which is this non-stop momentum in where it leads. And then this is the Seven of Wands. And look at all these golden signatures. So this Seven of Wands coming up with this Chariot tells me that you are past this point where you are looking for a final outcome or a result, because you are beginning to appreciate every kind of new door that opens. You are starting to enjoy the challenges that come up, and you are taking them as gifts. So that, to me, to you, is almost like the reward in itself. And what's beautiful about you cultivating this level of appreciation for new roads, new journeys, and new challenges is that the outcome will start to manifest automatically because you're not so tied to it. And a phrase that from A Course of Miracles that I love to reference to a lot is this phrase, infinite patience yields immediate results. And so because you're not so tied to the results and you're so focused on this gift of journeys and gift of challenges and gift of soul growth, you're going to really start creating these timelines where these so-called results, which are just byproducts of your frequency, are starting to show up really rapidly, more than you could possibly imagine, in timelines that you could possibly not even fathom invoking in previous circumstances. So that marks the end of the tarot spread. Oh my god, and I just pulled one card from the Rider-Waite, and it's the Sun card. And if you realize this is this is hands down one of top 3 best cards you could possibly pull. And it talks about your divine monadic connection to the sun, which is the divine masculine of our observable reality. So you're in full alignment with the highest good for all beings associated with your reality and subjectivity. And let me just pull I love when oracle cards just kind of sum up everything I said. So this emerald card is calming your mind, body, and soul. It's also finding that space between your mind, body, and soul that is unifying the three. And that space is this absolute awareness I was talking about. It's that absolute awareness of 0-point consciousness that you are building. And it naturally results in you overcoming all of your challenges. And this challenge is being overcome, and you being able to attract the success is a natural state of reality as you cultivate this harmonious relationship between the different aspects of yourself, the different collectives that make up the individuality that you experience. So thank you. That was your message. Thank you so much. And thanks for all of the people who always buy me coffees. I really love you, and you really put a smile on my face. Especially people who are super generous. They end up like buying me like 20 cups of coffee at one time. Oh, you guys are so nice. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you later. Bye.